Okay, guys, this is the Civic FE. If you open the armrest, you take out this tray, okay, and then you flip it around. That is the first generation Honda Civic. That is super cute. The Civic history goes on. Okay guys, I finally have the chance to review the Honda Civic FE RS. So for those who know, you will know that there are some people who work in Honda, not the company's decision itself, but actually it's individuals who work in there that personally, I don't know why, someone, I don't know, basically made them don't like me, and then they just removed my name from Honda's list. So that's the only way that I can review Honda cars now. But anyway, here's the Civic FE, and this is the RS, which is RS came from Porsche, right? Ren Sport, but this one is just a trim level. It's a nice trim level name to be used, right? Because it's RS and it's top spec, and he bought it at 148,000. Okay, so let's go through the car. So this round, this thing has been pretty significant as to, you see, usually cars, right, in terms of construction, right, you have the bonnet, which is metal, you have the fender, which is metal, and then you have this part, which is plastic, and usually the plastic would house like a grill or something. So the fundamental shape of this is actually, you can find it in the FC, but the FC has like a dual layer grill, right? But this round they made it look like a shark nose, so that looks really good. And even though this is like a turbocharged car, you look at the opening for air, it's actually pretty small in a way. Of course, you have it over here. The bottom part here is fully open, and then the upper part here as well. And I like the fact that they did not pretend some fake vents over the side. They just make it into like a, it looks like a rubber clad housing that houses the fog lamps. Okay, and they did not pretend to make it look like some grill, with patterns like that, and then cover up. I like that. I like this. All right. So, and a lot of car makers have, they were doing chrome accents that runs into the headlamp and all that. Honda didn't bother. I like the fact that they use again this material that almost look like those rubber claddings to make like an eyeliner for the headlamp. So visually it gives you the effect of like a continuous slab, right? But then the headlamps are housed and seated inside here. Now the RS variant, the insides are black in color, so it differs from the non-RS variant. Alright. Another thing that I really like about this Civic is the fact that instead of doing a bonnet cut line, they did a clamshell hood. So the clamshell hood actually it legitimizes the cut line by integrating it to the bonnet opening line, and by putting the bonnet opening line down to the sides. Of course, I mean, they're not Audi. Audi will go and pursue something as crazy as having the bonnet cut line down to this folding line, and having the folding line of the body match the bonnet closure line. That is some crazy pursuit of manufacturing precision, right? But sometimes unnecessary as well, as because you can see this is a more practical method, even though it doesn't look as nice as hiding this line into this. But nevertheless, this results in your front view do not have a bonnet opening line running across. So that's why clamshells are, it makes your car look cleaner. Okay? So it's a good looking car, and I would say that the way they designed this car this round is that they made it look really, really European. very VAG group in a way, very Audi, Volkswagen, and it also drives very much like a Volkswagen and Audi. All right, I think that's where they benchmark, you know, people's preferences when it comes to how a sporty front-wheel drive sedan should be. All right, I'm surprised the wheels are black in color. All right. As always, these type of wheels, you can either see it as a double 5-spoke, or you can see it as a Y-spoke, right? Y-spoke, also 5-spoke, but you know, black. And then the wheels that come standard are Michelin PS4s, 235, 40, 18. Very nice, very sensible, 18-inch. But of course, these days, if the car comes with 19 inches, then the owners will be able to spec or change their tires to a lot of ultra high performance tires, because ultra high performance tires currently they start at 19. So if your wheel sizes are smaller than 19, you're out of those options. Okay, as you can see, the door handles, the mirror covers, the shark fin antenna for the GPS, the rear ducktail kind of spoiler are all finished in gloss black. I think this is the trim level thing, and the lining, the rubber cover linings that runs exterior of the window lines are all in black as well, but it's actually a matte black. These are matte black, these are gloss black, so it gives the car a very sporty appeal. Okay, this is the Honda Lane Watch camera over here. Okay, then we come to the rear. You see these spoilers, wow, that's like triple layer. So the original design has a little bit of a ducktail feel, and then they added this, and then on top of this, towards the edges, this and this goes up even more. So of course, as the RS badge, you have the RS spec, you have the RS badge at the back to tell people that you spent on the most expensive Civic that money can buy in Malaysia. Alright, I'll show you the side profile of the car by walking here. Alright, that's the side profile of the car. So as you can see, the profile has it looks a bit like the top of the A-pillar looks almost taller than this part. It's as if like the glass house goes up here and then it slowly tapers to the back. Okay, so even though it is not as 4-door sports car swept back kind of look like the FC, but it's actually pretty close, right? The FC have a very sharp front and a very slanted A-pillar. This one has a more squarish front and a more upright A-pillar. So yeah, so again, the boot is also pretty much hidden in its silhouette. Right, it's not like a standard 3-door sedan, 3-box sedan where this C pillar is very drastic. As you can see, the C pillar is almost in one line all over the roof, flowing. Okay, let's get inside. Oops. Oh, the boot opening is a button over here, separated. Maybe it's a spec thing, so some specs don't have it, I'm not sure. But usually European cars will put it here, right? Or integrate it here. Now the door panels, materials, very nice. The build is nice. These are all soft touch. You know, these are not soft touch, harder plastics, but it's a higher quality harder plastics. I just reviewed the Camry the other day. The door handle of the Camry, even though it has some cold to the touch feeling, it doesn't feel as substantial as this. This one almost can pass off as metal. Alright, I'm sure there's an ambient lighting inside here. It's an indented inlay, very interesting. It goes in instead of out. This is nice as well. The stitchings are nice, very tidy. The materials are good as well. Let's start the car, it's getting warm. Okay. The door panel is all very high quality, and then the door bin is long enough. It's not full length, but it's long enough. Of course I wish it's full length. Then you can slot a big bottle over here, and this one is pretty ergonomic, and every button has a chrome lining. Again, all this from VAG Group, very similar to VAG Group execution. And then you have the parking sensor buttons over here. This one I'm not sure what is it, but I guess when you press it, it activates all the safety features. I'm not sure, I could be wrong. So first time I've seen this logo. Traction control, this one is to adjust the brightness levels of your dash. What? You can go full dark. Interesting. You can go all the way to full dark, all the way to the brightest setting as well. Alright, aircon vents, very interesting. First time we see this. So what this means is, screw you MBPO, screw you every car perfume, every phone holder out there, because those who design their phone holders and perfume and all that to slot on the vents of aircon vents would have to deal with this, right? It's pretty interesting. It's essentially the fins and vents, you can see it being moved inside, but there is like a hexagonal cage that covers the top, which is pretty nice, I have to say. Visually it gives it a more modern, advanced, a more contemporary kind of feel. It makes the whole dashboard looks very un-Japanese. It looks very European, very European. All right, again, very Audi. The whole cabin look and feel is very Audi. Of course, budget is still there, so you cannot expect these to be extremely solid like an Audi, or the fact that those knurl patterns are all milled from aluminium and all that. No, they are not, right? They're plastic bits, but I have to say supplier did a very good job. And especially, listen to this, the feedback that you get when you're twisting them is so nice. All right, the displays are clear, the whole design, the whole panel is elegantly designed, displays showing in between the dials, very nicely executed. All right, and then the center console slightly slanting upwards, and then here you have a very nice rubberized compartment to put your stuffs. Everything is so clear to the view. Look at that, your 12-volt socket and USB for information, this one for charging. Very nice. And then they enclose this part so that you can stuff stuffs in there. You can put your wallet, you can put your e-cigarette, you can put your phone, everything is there. All right, here are the cup holders. The cup holders, pretty interesting. This part, only towards these two sides, they put a little spring-loaded mechanism to catch your drinks. Actually, you don't need four. Very clever. And then there's a cut through here, so you can put your larger items over here. This one, I'm surprised, the gear lever, very nice. Again, these satin chrome surfaces just makes the whole car feel that much more solid, and again, very VAG Group, very Audi like. Okay, drive mode selector, straightforward, no fancy stuffs there. Parking brake, brake hold, and then here's the center armrest console. You get a little tray here, the tray here. Now it has less moving stuff. It actually holds less than the FC. Yeah, it holds less than the FC. It's still very spacious for what it is. Very chunky hinges, so there's no afraid of the hinges breaking over a long period of time when you're buying a used car or whatnot. And this whole thing is very comfortable. The ergonomics are spot on. The size of the steering wheel is spot on. Visibility is really good. This is my vantage point as a driver. The mirrors are mounted on the doors, right? Very good vantage point. And then a screen, a tablet-like screen that stands up, and it's not like the Toyota type, right? Toyota one is a little bit of a cheat code, having a cover here. So basically, they slot in the 2D and pretend as a tablet. This is pretty well designed. Oh, there's a physical button for home and back. Very good. Physical knob for volume and audio. And this is what we want from Honda. A properly designed interface that is straightforward, responsive, very straightforward. There's no separate dial to control it because it's touchscreen anyway. Press home to go back, and then your trip computer. Response is fast. The interface is tidy, very decent. Very nice. Even the phone pad is so usable, so easy to press. Okay, I like this, very straightforward. All right, so the paddle shifters, you get paddle shifters, nice material. Here's to control your volume, to scroll, and then your songs, next, previous. And then here's your cruise control. Now this is what I say about cruise control. A lot of car makers now offer pilot assist, or Honda calls it Honda sensing, where you have lane keep assist, where you have adaptive cruise control, and these two things pair up to become like a semi-autonomous kind of driving. But the buttons they choose to operate this is still the exact same logic as older cruise control, where you have this one to control the distance, this one to on off the lane keep assist, all right. But this one, the set, restore or reset or plus minus cancel thing, this whole thing needs to be simplified into just one button. Right? See, like how Volvo does it, one button to activate this system, and then up or down to change the speed, right? And then and distance, just toggle and then change the distance. Very easy. This is all right, but every other car maker is doing it. The stocks are high quality. You can press this to view lane watch, or you can put on your signals, your indicators to have lane watch. Okay, yeah. As for headlamps, you have automatic, you have all the settings are here. The whole thing feels very substantial, very high quality. Wipers as well, you have automatic wipers as well. When it rains, it senses rains, and then you just all the sensory mechanism is here. Okay, this visor is again high quality for its segment. Okay, you have lights here, very high quality, in fact much better than a lot of others. I mean, I've seen premium cars using this grade, all right, and some premium cars using a lower grade. Get a little card holder over here, very nice, and here as well. They don't skim on the passenger side either, and there's no glass sunglass holder. This is the glove box. Drops very slowly, very well built, not super large but good enough. But of course we expect Hondas to be larger. There are no compartments here, no hidden compartments here. Yeah, that's the front passenger area. And the stitching of the leather, I have to say, very tidy compared to the Camry that I had the other day. That Camry's finishing in terms of leather is horrendous. This is very nice. The stitching is nice. The Alcantara feel, middle inserts are nice. And the seat belts can be adjusted up and down, which again 5 Series don't have that. It's not frameless rear view mirror, but I don't mind for this segment. It's alright. 70 mi, I use that as well. Very nice cabin overall. Let's go to the back seats. This is my seating position, and I also like the fact that yes, the other side is not power seat, but I like the fact that the seats can be adjusted to this angle. Look at it, look at the angle of the seat. Alright, a lot of cars can't do this. Okay, the Camry that I was sitting in the other day cannot do this sitting angle. Alright, so I actually have to give low marks to the driver's seats of the Camry. Now, the seats, just like the FC, is actually pretty low. You're sitting very low. Right? You look at the length of the bench. The bench is not short at all because it actually reached the back of my knees, but you look at how high my legs are. So the seats are actually mounted pretty low. Why the seats are mounted so low? Because it has a sloping roof line, and they want to be able to accommodate someone who is like me. My height is 5'11", and I'm just barely brushing against the roof. I'm not lodged on it. Okay, but of course that takes a toll on the sitting position. Okay, but I think they reckon that most people who use this are young families, and then the kids will be young, and the kids will love it when it's not that high. Okay, my feet is size 11.5, and I'm able to put my feet between the base of the rear seat and the starting of the front seat rails. Okay, these are pocket type, right? Loose so that you can put odd object items, not just flat files and all that. Here you have 2 USB ports, very generous. Aircon vents, and And you'll be like, why is there a center tunnel? It's for the strength of the body structure. Imagine the whole floor is one flat piece of metal, then it will be flimsy. But if there is a folding in between, it serves as a backbone. Okay? Rear visibility is very good. This is my vantage point. You actually sit, even though it's low, but you still sit higher than the front seats. Okay, you still sit higher than the front seats, and for a passenger from the back, being able to see that much out of the car, that means you won't feel car sick that easy in this car. Alright, and room is aplenty. I get like 1.5 thumbs, not 1.5 fists from my knees to the seat back, and that's my sitting position. You know, for someone who's shorter than me, there's more room. Right, the armrest, nothing special, still goes all the way down to the seat, just like that in the FC, and then 2 cup holders, one big, one small. This is probably for your Coca-Cola and this one for Starbucks, but it's not deep enough, so don't put like a grande or something, you know, it's gonna fall out. Alright, and the headrests are comfortable, even though I don't need to push it all the way up. It doesn't have the extension that hinders the back of my neck. Alright, let's look at the boot, shall we? Electronic release, the reverse camera there, and like all Honda, very, very large boot. It's just huge. Even some wagons can't compete with this. I like the fact that there's a swan neck mechanism at the back, but they put a cover to cover it. These are the release for the rear seats. And overall, very spacious, very nice. Alright, so yep, that's my full in-depth review of the Honda Civic Turbo. Just buy. You can never go wrong with a Honda Civic. Alright, you buy this car at 140,000. After 5 or 6 years of paying the banks, you are owing the bank probably 40,000-50,000, but the car will be worth 90,000. That is the power of dreams, I guess. Yeah, that's Honda Civic. Honda never ever set a wrong foot on the Civic. Never. Okay, cheers.